Okay, we're recording. So we'll stand here because we got good light behind the camera person.
Nice.
Brian, get off your phone.
Well, it's my assistive technology.
Hey guys, it's Sam back again with two blind brothers, Brian and Brad Manning here in New York City. Thanks guys for doing another video with me.
No problem. You know, you promised you'd get off the couch after this one, so I'm just kidding.
We're leaving after this one. But today I thought we would talk about assistive technology. That's what, my channel, a big part of my channel. And I thought I would pose the question to you guys. What kind of assistive technology do you use in your everyday life? And then also running this huge business?
You know, it's so funny. We get this question all the time, and I think people assume we have all of these crazy gizmos and gadgets that help us go through everything.
Yeah.
But it actually is two simple things are the entire thing that is everything that I do. One is the triple tap on the iPhone, where if you just, who's this? Grammarly, my grammar app. That's actually a great one too.
I love Grammarly.
But you just zoom in and you can move it around, and that is how I use my iPhone almost constantly. And the other one is the speech to text. Hey, text coordination.
What do you want to say?
Can we move the meeting to 4?
Ready to send it?
And just as a side note, Brian turned the accent on his Siri to Australian.
Because it makes me feel a little bit more foreign and more special.
Special.
And the other one is the speech to text, where you just can either swipe down or highlight a section of text and have it read to you. And I actually think that can even make you more efficient, because you don't necessarily need to be staring at your phone to start acting upon what you're reading.
Right.
And all I'll add is on that text to speech, one of the things that I love is when I open up my email in Gmail, I will select the text in the email. I have a hotkey set up so that it'll do text to speech. And while the email is being read to me, I'll be in my reply responding to it, and it makes it extremely fast.
Okay.
I also love certain things on the iPhone, like the two finger swipe down.
Clickable content could be found on the screen.
Yeah, Brian and I have tried a few things. We're familiar with some tools that aren't relevant to us only because we have functional vision where they're just not, they don't add a lot to us, but we love exploring new technologies. We know the people at Ira, cool product, Seeing AI, the Microsoft app, it's just super fascinating. So for us, it's more of an intellectual curiosity around some of these products, seeing what's coming down, and it's just the field is changing so much. I'm sure you know better than anybody.
Yeah, it's incredible how technology is changing and making things so much easier for us. So, and you guys both use Macs? Computers?
Apple, we're both big Apple proponents. They have just great accessibility. Their Zoom on their computers. I haven't used the PC in a few years now, but I remember I used to have to Command Control plus sign to have it zoom in or zoom out, and that was always a huge pain, where now I can just, it almost feels native to the computer on the Mac for me.
Right.
But even you today just showed us your Android phone and what the Zoom possibilities are in there. I think a lot of, maybe this is true or not, but I think a lot of people who are blind or visually impaired, they find something that sort of solves the problem for them, and then they never switch. From a consumer standpoint, that's awesome for these companies because it's sticky,
Brand loyalty.
Yeah, loyalty 100%, but that's why it's so great to have somebody who literally empathizes with exactly our condition, being like, I know you've been doing this, but just take my word for it, try this. It's really, really helpful.
Okay, because I on my channel I try to show all the different possibilities. I don't stick to one. I don't favor one over the other. Because PCs, Brian, PCs have come a long way, and I will say that you're absolutely right. Even just a couple of years ago, accessibility was terrible. But big problem for people, and I always like to tell people that use what you've got. Yes, there are things that could be better, but price is a big hindrance for a lot of people, the cost of certain things.
Yeah.
But use what you have as long as it's working and it's getting the job done, absolutely.
And the only other thing is, sometimes technology fails a lot more than good old-fashioned just asking the person next to you, what looks, asking the guy behind the counter, hey, what's
Yeah.
the most popular sandwich? It's to me usually a lot more efficient than pulling out my iPhone, taking a picture of the menu, zooming in on the turkey sandwich, and then being like, oh, okay, I can get that, instead of just being like, hey man, what's your favorite thing? And they're like, turkey sandwich. I'm like, perfect, let's move forward. And so sometimes the best technology is the person next to you, rather than it's overcomplicating it sometimes.
I'll just throwing this out there too. As Brian and I were growing up, our parents, like all parents, want to help you as much as possible. So they were kind of having us try different technologies. And, I think we've entered this new point in time where the technology is actually getting very good. Back in the day, this is like what it was. It was different versions of giant binoculars that sat on your face that would like magnify the screen. So I just think things have come just a really, really long way.
Yeah. Everything's smaller and it's much more acceptable nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Assistive technology and being accessible is kind of the in thing right now, which is great for us.
Always better. It's the best, as you said earlier, it's the best time in history to be visually impaired.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I'd love to encourage people just to experiment too, because truthfully, I never got into text-to-speech until my friend, who is a entrepreneur, she was in the car with me doing text-to-speech on her email. She's perfectly sighted. And I hear the phone going off and I'm like, what are you doing? And she goes, my eyes get tired and so I use this awesome thing and it's really easy, you do this and this. And I'm thinking like, I'm the biggest idiot in the world that I haven't been using this, And so I think we really do get stuck in our ways. And I think, figuring out what works for you is a really, really healthy use of time.
Yeah. And like Brian said, just ask. That's one of the mottos of the channel. If you need something, don't be afraid to ask.
Of course.
Yeah, it can be easier. Awesome. Well, thanks, guys. Once again, you guys want to check out Two Blind Brothers. Two Blind, what's that website?
TWOBlindBrothers.com.
Awesome. There'll be a link in the description down below. Go see what they have. Lots of great stuff.
Bye, everybody.
See you guys.